watching CU Roundup. I'm Kashish Sharma and here are the top headlines of the day. Trump imposes $100,000 fee on H-1B visas. Jaishankar Rubio talks in New York bolster India-US strategic ties. BCCI to pay tribute to Zubin Garg with 40-minute segment at Women's World Cup opening ceremony. Indian Navy to add 25 new ships by 2027 amid Indo-Pacific tensions. Minor volcanic eruptions have been reported this month at Barren Island, the nation's sole active volcano in Andaman and Nicobar. Moving to the top story of the day, the government of the United States has raised the H-1B visa fees substantially. Once the new regulations take effect from September 21, 2025, new H-1B visa applicants will be charged a staggering new fee of $100,000 as a result of proclamation by President Donald Trump. The new changes affect only new petitions and does not affect those already working under the visa or those seeking renewals. As a result of this shocking action, people in India are stunned and saddened, as India represents approximately 71% of H-1B workers, most of whom work in the IT industry. Due to the new rules, Indian officials are worried about the impact on family life, compounded with the impact on the Indian IT industry. The Ministry of External Affairs has instructed consulates to assist Indian nationals impacted by this new regulation. Indian industry groups warn that this will be detrimental to Indian IT companies and US companies that employ high-skilled workers, while Indian political leaders bemoan the absence of a government response as relations grow tense between the two nations. Our correspondent Anurag Singh have more information on this.
The United States has stunned the world by imposing a massive hike in H-1B visa fees starting September 21st. New applicants will now have to pay $100,000. President Donald Trump's proclamation has sparked outrage, especially in India, which accounts for nearly 70% of H-1B visa holders. The applicant decision is raising alarm in tech sectors and disrupting families and straining diplomatic ties between Washington and New Delhi. With camera person Anika, I'm Anurag reporting for CU Roundup.
Moving to the next story. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio held talks with Indian External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar in New York. The September 22, 2025 meeting lasted an hour on UN General Assembly sidelines. Focus was on trade, defense, and regional security amid tariff disputes. Rubio reiterated the US view of India as a relationship of critical importance. He appreciated India's engagement on trade, energy, pharmaceuticals, and critical minerals. Both agreed to advance a free and open Indo-Pacific via the Quad. Jaishankar noted on X, "Good to meet Secretary of State Marco Rubio this morning in New York. Our conversation covered a range of bilateral and international issues of current concern. Agreed on the importance of sustained engagement to progress on priority areas. This encounter highlights US-India convergence despite economic hurdles like 50% tariffs on Indian goods. It bolsters Quad efforts against regional challenges, potentially unlocking trade pacts and visa reforms. Sustained ties enhance global stability in a contested Indo-Pacific." Moving to the next story, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, and the Assam Cricket Association are planning an exceptional tribute to late singer Zubin Garg during the September 30 opening ceremony of the Women's World Cup in Guwahati. While the Barsapara Stadium will focus on India taking on Sri Lanka, it will also host a program that acknowledges the Assamese music legend, who tragically passed away in a scuba diving accident in Singapore. BCCI Secretary Devajit Sekia said the tribute is probably the biggest tribute from the cricketing community can give. Sekia recognized Garg's contribution to culture as the tribute includes performances highlighting numerous songs Garg made famous. Playback star Shreya Ghoshal will also perform, including at the mid-inning breaks. For Assam and importantly for millions of Zubin Garg's fans in India, this is not just a tribute. This is a moment to honor Zubin Garg's music and the remembrance of his timeless songs in our heart. Moving to the next story, Delhi former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today hits out at Prime Minister Narendra Modi over his Swadeshi campaign. Kejriwal asks if the Prime Minister will also give up the foreign jet he travels in. He says, Modi tells people to use Indian products, but he himself depends on imported aircraft. Real leaders lead by example, not just by speeches. Kejriwal says while speaking at a public event. His comment quickly sparked a political fight. Aam Aadmi Party leaders say Modi's campaign is selective and only for show. BJP leaders reply sharply and call Kejriwal's remark a publicity stunt to hide problems in Delhi. The fresh war of words once again puts the focus on nationalism and self-reliance. Both parties now use the debate to attack each other, keeping the issue of Swadeshi at center of India's political stage. Moving to the next story, Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta has taken a sharp dig at former CM Arvind Kejriwal, asking him to stop watching her reels. Her remarks came after Kejriwal shared a short video of her on social media, which the BJP claimed was selectively edited. The controversy began when Kejriwal posted a 14-second clip of Gupta's interview to a national channel, where she appeared to admit EVM manipulation. Arvind Kejriwal questioned what Delhi CM is saying. The BJP accused Kejriwal of twisting her words. They released the longer version of the interview where Gupta clarified that Congress often blames EVMs when it loses but calls it public mandate when it wins. Speaking at a public event, Gupta mocked Kejriwal by saying that he watches her reels all day. She further said that he should focus on Punjab, where AAP governs, instead of targeting her in Delhi. Our correspondent Nandini has more on the story.
The war of words between Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta and former CM Arvind Kejriwal has heated up. After the controversy began, the BJP later released the full version of the interview, where Delhi CM clarified that Congress often blames EVMs when it loses, but calls it public mandate when it wins. Responding a public event, CM mocked Kejriwal, saying that he spends his time watching her reels. She advised him to focus on Punjab, where AAP is in the power. CM Rekha Gupta also attacked Kejriwal for being absent during Punjab flood crisis. She said that he should stand with victims instead of misleading people through edited videos. With video journalist Garima, I am Nandini Raj reporting for CU Roundup.
Moving to the next story, Delhi is set to experiment with a new anti-pollutional technology. Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa announced that the government will conduct a 6-month feasibility study on photocatalytic road coatings that can break down harmful pollutants like nitrogen oxides when exposed to sunlight. The Environment Department has been directed to sign an MOU with a reputed scientific body within 30 days to begin field trials. If successful, the coating may be applied across busy roads, markets and public spaces to curb toxic emissions. Officials say the study will evaluate effectiveness, safety and cost before wider use. Similar trials abroad have shown promise, but challenges remain in terms of weather conditions, durability and maintenance. This step comes as the city continues its search for innovative ways to tackle severe air pollution. Moving to the next story, the Indian Navy will induct more than 25 new ships by 2027 in one of its largest expansions, aimed at countering China's growing presence in the Indo-Pacific. The new platforms include 4 stealth frigates under Project 17A, 2 large survey vessels and 14 anti-submarine warfare ships to strengthen undersea detection. Support assets such as the diving support vessel INS Nippon, 2 multi-purpose, 5 small diving and 11 next-generation offshore patrol vessels are also on order. 3 cadet training ships are under construction. The inductions will move the Navy closer to its goal of a 150-ship fleet, reinforcing India's role as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean. While analysts warn of challenges including budget constraints and shipyard delays, the expansion signals New Delhi's intent to secure sea lanes and balance China's rapid naval buildup. Moving to the next story, Russia will complete the delivery of the S-400 Triumph air defense system to India by 2026. Defense officials said on Monday. The $5.4 billion agreement signed in 2018 includes 5 regiments of the long-range system. 3 units have already been supplied, while the remaining 2 are scheduled to arrive over the next 2 years. The S-400, capable of tracking and engaging multiple aerial targets at ranges up to 400 kilometers, is considered one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. Its deployment is expected to provide India with a major boost in countering threats from China and Pakistan, strengthening layered air defense along sensitive borders. Deliveries had slowed down due to sanctions on Russia following the Ukraine war, which disrupted payments and logistics. Officials confirmed that these issues have been addressed, keeping the delivery schedule on track. Moving to the next story, minor volcanic eruptions have been reported at Andaman and Nicobar's Barren Island, India's only active volcano. Officials confirmed that the eruptions took place twice in just 8 days. First on September 13th and again on September 20th. Visuals captured by an Indian Navy warship on patrol show smoke and ash rising from the volcano. Barren Island is located nearly 140 kilometers from Port Blair. The island is uninhabited, with the nearest settlements being Swaraj Dweep, also known as Havelock Island and the Narcondam Island. The volcano has a history of eruptions, the first recorded in 1787, followed by an activity in 1991, 2005, 2017 and 2022. Authority says the latest eruptions were minor in nature. Moving to the next story, the Pakistani Air Force has carried out a deadly airstrike in the Tira Valley of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The attack took place around 2 a.m. on September 22, 2025 when JF-17 fighter jets dropped 8 LS-6 bombs on the village in Tira Valley. At least 30 people were killed in the strike, including women and children. Disturbing visuals from the site show bodies lying on streets and inside homes, creating shock and anger across the region. International human rights organizations have condemned the incident and called for an urgent investigation, urging protections of civilians and accountability for violations. Our correspondent Hajra has more on this.
On these lines, the Pakistani military and government has so far maintained silence on the incidents. Observers note that this silence reflects a pattern of similar actions carried out earlier in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. The tragedy in Tira Valley has once again raised serious questions about the use of state force against its own citizens. With video journalist Anurag, I am Hazra reporting for CU Roundup.
Moving to the next story, a wave of recognition for the state of Palestine has been announced, with the UK, Canada, Australia and Portugal formally declaring their support in coordinated moves. The decisions come ahead of a special UN summit aimed at reviving the two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that the step was taken to keep alive the possibility of peace, a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable Palestinian state. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney echoed that the sentiment, pledging partnership in building the promise of a peaceful future. In Australia, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed his government's recognition while stressing that it rests on democratic reforms within the Palestinian Authority and the exclusion of Hamas from any governing role. Portugal's Foreign Minister Rangel also underlined that Hamas must not control Gaza and called urgently for a ceasefire and the release of hostages. Several European nations, including France, Belgium, Malta, Monaco and Andorra, are expected to follow the UN gathering in New York this week. Their recognition would add to more than 145 UN member states that already acknowledge Palestinian statehood. Israel has condemned the moves as one-sided, warning that they risk undermining peace efforts. The United States has also dismissed the recognitions as performative, insisting its priority remains security for Israel, the release of hostages, and a diplomatic path forward. Supporters argue the recognitions are not a reward for Hamas, but a way to reaffirm the possibility of a Palestinian homeland and put new momentum behind stalled peace talks. Moving to the next story, India has extended the closure of its airspace for Pakistan's civilian and military planes till October 24. In response, Pakistan has also kept its airspace closed for Indian flights till the same date. Both nations have restricted each other's airspace since April, following the Pahalgam terror attack. The decision continues to affect civilian as well as military aircraft movement between the two countries. The airspace closure was first announced after the April 22 terror attack in Pahalgam that killed 26 people. India closed its skies for planes owned, operated or leased by Pakistan, including military flights from April 30. Since then, the restrictions have been regularly extended. Our correspondent Garima has more on the story.
The latest notice to airmen was issued by India on September 23, clearly stating that Pakistani registered aircraft and operators cannot use Indian airspace. The ban will remain in force until 2359 hours UTC on October 23, which is 5:30 am IST on October 24. A notice to airmen is an official notice containing important information required by file operators and is crucial for safe air travel planning. With video journalist Anurag, I am Garima reporting for CU Roundup.
Moving to the next story, tensions flared in Dubai as India and Pakistan clashed in the Asia Cup Super 4. The game turned fiery not just with the bat and ball but with on-field drama. Pakistan's player crossed the line several times, sparking controversy. Opener Sahibzada Farhan celebrated his half-century by holding his bat like a AK-47 gun, pretending to fire shots in the air. That act, coming so soon after military tensions, drew sharp reactions from fans in the stands and on social media. Earlier, Farhan also exchanged heated words with Hardik Pandya during the very first over. Our correspondent Anika has more on this.
Fast bowler Harish Rauf followed with more provocation. After conceding run to Indian opener, he faced cheers from Indian fans near the boundary. In response, Harish mocked by gesturing gunfire and crashing aircraft with his hand gesture 6-0. Shaheen Afridi too had an animated exchange with Shubman Gill after being hit for a 4.
India, led by Abhishek Sharma's blistering 74, replied with the bat and sealed a 6-wicket win. But Pakistan's on-field antics ensured the contest will be remembered for hostility as much as cricket. Moving to the next story, Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan's son, Aryan Khan, made headlines with the grand premiere of his much-awaited directorial debut, The Bads of Bollywood. The star-studded event was filled with glamour, but it also sparked a social media storm after comedian Samir Raina decided to poke fun at Aryan in his own unique style. The spotlight was made firmly on Aryan Khan as he walked the red carpet for his debut show premiere. Celebrities from across the industry turned up to support the young filmmaker by making it one of the grandest premieres of the year. The spotlight soon reflected on stand-up comedian Samir Raina and it made people got excited online. He walked in wearing a t-shirt that read "Say No to Cruise," a quirky yet serious reference to Aryan's past drug case controversy. Samir, joking with fellow comedians about Star Kids and their premieres, sparked a wave of reactions. Some laughed it off, others slammed it as poor timing on Aryan's big night. Social media is now divided. Fans of Aryan are calling out Samir for being insensitive, while others defend the comedian, saying satire is part of his job. As Aryan Khan takes his first step into filmmaking, the spotlight remains brighter than ever, not just on his work but on the conversations it continues to fuel. Aryan Khan's premiere was meant to mark the beginning of his journey behind the camera, but it seems the after-party is being played out online. Moving to the last story of the day straight from Bollywood. Star couple Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal have announced that they are expecting their first child. The couple took to Instagram to share a heartfelt picture, Katrina dressed in white, proudly showing her baby bump, and Vicky gently holding her. Their caption read, "On our way to start the best chapter of our lives, with hearts full of joy and gratitude." For weeks now, there had been speculation about Katrina's pregnancy. Rumors became stronger when Vicky attended the premiere of the film Homebound without her. Now, with this post, the couple has put an end to all the guesses and given fans a reason to celebrate. For Katrina and Vicky, this is the beginning of a brand new chapter, and fans across the world are celebrating their happiness. That's all for today. Keep watching CU Roundup.